We've got her on the line. That would be Lynn Christian from soulsalt.com. She's a life and business coach. How you doing, Lynn?
Yay. I'm so good, and I loved that intro just about 2 minutes ago with the comment about Ford versus Ferrari quote, the Matt Damon saying.
For the people that missed
it. Who are you?
Yeah. I'm going to play that again for the people that missed it, because we were watching this movie. My wife and I watched it over the weekend. Have you seen Ford versus Ferrari?
Oh, yes.
Okay. It was such a good movie, and it's, especially if you're not into cars, but I mean, it's the story of Carroll Shelby and Iacocca and how they basically saved Ford with the Mustang and with Carroll's, his design and his just with the Shelby.
It's iconic.
Yes.
Yeah. And saving it. But here's the clip that Lynn is talking about if you missed it just a few minutes ago.
I asked you a question. The only question that matters. Who are you?
So he kind of starts the movie with that and then ends the movie with that line. And I was like, man, that kind of goes along with what we talk about, especially when we have you on and ways to figure out who you are. Did you hear the show a little earlier, Lynn, what we were talking about it with the topic of people that have a hard time saying no to people?
Yeah. And, that is, sometimes that's correlated with not really knowing who you are or not being willing to stand up for who you are.
Yeah. And I think even maybe a little deeper where you're kind of living your life for other people. You can kind of fall into that. Not saying that everybody that can't say no. I'm just saying it's kind of easily to lose your identity when you're always saying yes to things, and then it's like you're living your life for someone else.
True.
Right. And a lot of us also think we know who we are, but we've never slowed down long enough to have ourself, our inner workings, tell us instead of maybe a community or a group that we are organized around. And it really does come from inside the other person. And few of us have the luxury or take the luxury of sitting down with ourselves, maybe taking 30, 40 days and doing that discovery. And I will tell you, it's the basis for leadership. I don't care if you want to consider it life leadership or executive leadership. I mean, I'm running boot camps right now like crazy with people who are coming in and saying, who am I? What do I stand for from the inside out? And how am I going to make that be my guiding philosophy moving forward? And there's so many people out there who know that this is a day, if there's ever been a day, to establish that knowledge about yourself so that you can stay true to yourself. That's one of my biggest mantras.
Yeah, and
that's cool.
And going back to the car analogy, I just was thinking about this. I mean, it's kind of like, taking the car in for a tune-up from time to time. That's the way you got to look at your life, because you, like you said, you might have a good handle, or you might at one point have a good handle of who you are, but then you might get sidetracked where you're off this road into this neighborhood, and I'm like, I can't seem to get out. Right? So it's
hard to stay consistent.
Yeah, it is. And, the person we were in the 20s is not the same in the 30s or the 40s, and then the world changes. And so many people have just had this awakening of, whoa, life isn't what I thought it was. Yeah. Is this my life? And so it's really nice to regroup and say, okay, what do I believe in? What are my values? What is my personal philosophy? How do I stay true to myself? And some people also don't realize that the environment we're in determines things about us. And so some of us are actually in an environment where we need to change that, because our strengths and who we are inside our identity can't express itself fully. So that's something to look at. I mean, a few things I would share, and this is one of the reasons that I want to share this with folks, is this is coming up really big time in my practice, and I know your listeners want to hear this. So we do have to challenge our self-image of who it is now, and then we have to be willing to change who we believe we can be.
Yeah.
I work with people in career reinvention all the time that the very first thing we have to work on is the mindset that you are not that old role and you're not just those things you used to do in that role. There are many possible selves. And so just some things for people to consider is challenge your current self-image and see what else is in there. Maybe change up your environment if you feel like you need to. This is a time to dive deeper into core values and allow yourself to grow, evolve, and change. We do not stay the same. And some personality traits will come with us, some strengths will come with us, but if we're generative, evolving people, we're going to be a new person each year that hopefully is better and stronger and more true.
So true. I love that.
Well, and now
Yeah.
more than ever, with what we're all going through, people are realizing that life is short. And you've got, we don't know how much time. I mean, seriously, when you look at just with everything that we're going through with this pandemic, just everything in the world,
Yep.
we don't know how much time we have on this earth.
Nope.
And
We really don't.
you want to be true to yourself,
Every
right?
day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
good. All
I
right.
like that.
Yeah,
So-
so thank you for letting me talk about this topic with you because I feel it's probably more relevant today than ever.
I agree.
True. Yeah.
So ways to figure out who you are, you text True Self to 44222. That's True Self to 44222, and you'll get a free guide on ways to figure out who you are. So, Lynn, we love having you on, and we're looking forward to having you in. Like last time we said, and we don't know how long this is going to be going
One of
on.
these days.
But we'll take it how we can
One
get
of these
you
days
on
I'll
the
be
phone.
back.
Yeah.
I'll see you and Kylie and Jess and and don't forget Ford versus Ferrari. Who are you?
Yeah.
I'm willing to answer that question.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right, Lynn, you take care. Be
Thanks,
safe.
guys.
Okay, we'll talk to you soon.